At the Touchdown Club, we try to do everything first class, and you can see we spend a little bit of money, and everybody gets a plaque, and this is why Steve Spurrier put this on his wall, because it's a first-class plaque, but that's why we have great sponsors to be able to do things like that. Our final three honorees tonight represent the University of Arkansas, and real quick, I wanted to acknowledge Kevin Traynor down front, who is the Sports Information Director, and Kevin has always been great to work with, and Kevin, we appreciate what you do with the U of A, and you work with us for the Touchdown Club Banquet and the Bruins Award and all these things. He's a class act. I played with his brother, who was a great kicker, and Zach Kigbee also was here, who's formerly at the University of Florida and now at the University of Arkansas, and we thank them both for being here. What we're going to do this, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our SEC Coach of the Year, and Coach Petrino, and accepting on his behalf will be Jeff Long. Really glad to have Jeff here, the athletic director of the University of Arkansas. Jeff has done an amazing job the last couple years, I guess. I don't want to give you too many years already, Jeff, but he's done really a great job. He's had to follow a guy by the name of Frank Broyles, and he's hit the ground running and done some amazing things in a short amount of time, but he will be accepting this award. Some people ask, well, how in the world did Bobby Petrino win the Touchdown Club's Coach of the Year? How come Nick Saban didn't win? How come Urban Meyer didn't win? Well, Nick Saban had won it the year before. And I think our club wanted to maybe look at a coach who maybe had made the most improvement with his program. And it is the Little Rock Touchdown Club. So if you're going to err on your decision, you're going to skew towards the Razorbacks on the hill. But I think our club looked at the fact that Coach Petrino, if you look at every other school in the SEC, nobody had made that three-game improvement from 5-7, like Coach Petrino did, to 8-5. And not only that, is that you'll have heartbreaking losses at number 1 Florida on the road and at LSU. So just very closely maybe could have picked up, 2 more wins. And so I think that's why our club decided to vote him as the SEC Coach of the Year. And something tells me that we went from 5 to 8, and next year it may go from 8 to 9 or maybe 10. We'll see. But let's take a look at the video on Coach Petrino, our SEC Coach of the Year.
Bobby Petrino, Arkansas.
It was a season of big plays and near misses for the Hogs. Bobby Petrino's Razorbacks were just a play away from turning what was a good season into a great season. Petrino's Hogs definitely took a major step in the right direction in 2009, moving from 5-7 in 2008 to 8-5 in 2009, a season that ended with a much-needed bowl win. There were dramatic statistical improvements this season. Turnover margin. The Hogs went from -9 last year to +15 this season. Offensively, the Hogs averaged 427 yards a game, up from 373 last year, and scoring increased from 21.9 points per game to 36 a game. Petrino's 2009 Hogs set single-season records for points and total yards, and these numbers were put up by one of the youngest offenses in college football. The Little Rock Touchdown Club's SEC Coach of the Year is Bobby Petrino.
Thank you. It is truly an honor for me to be here tonight to accept this award for Coach Petrino. There were 3 reasons I was eager to accept this opportunity. First was I was a college football coach early in my career, and I figured this was as close to a Coach of the Year award as I was going to get. So I was excited to come here. Secondly, if those of you who have come to the Little Rock Touchdown Club meetings, weekly, Rex, and I was hoping that I was going to get a couple of his imitations. He does do some imitations, and he hasn't done the one I was expecting tonight yet, so maybe he'll do that before the night's over. But third, and most importantly, I'm proud to accept this award on behalf of Coach Petrino because of the job that he's done with our program. I have great respect for coaches, and particularly football coaches, because I began my career that way. I'm very respectful of these coaches because they get the opportunity to work day in and day out with young men playing football. And that is so important because they learn so much more than just what's the X and O's on the football field. And as you heard tonight, it is particularly in high school, but also in college. It's really about what the young men learn through football that prepares them for the rest of their lives. And so I'm very, very honored to be here with these coaches, very proud of their accomplishments, and very proud of what Coach Petrino has done with our program, what he's doing with our student athletes. You know one thing about Coach Petrino, if you know him, schedule is very important. So he was very upset that he could not be here tonight. When the date changed, he couldn't be here, but he couldn't change his schedule. And those guys can attest he's about being on time, right, guys? Being where you're supposed to be. So, but also I want to mention while I'm here how proud I am of both Ryan and Joe in our program today. They're two outstanding young men. You would be proud of them if they were at any institution in America. You'd be proud of the way they represented your institution. So I couldn't be more proud of them. There's a couple more that is on their way to Fayetteville that I can't mention because of NCAA rules, but we're excited to have them coming to Fayetteville. And there's a couple more back there that we might hope to have someday in the future. So I can't talk about them either. But on behalf of Coach Petrino and his staff and his student athletes, I want to thank the Little Rock Touchdown Club. And finally, I just want to say I hope that this does not preclude him from getting the award next year, because with their help, he'll be right back here next year. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff, so much for taking time to be here on behalf of Coach Petrino. We really appreciate that.